Hello everyone and thank you for watching. My name is Will Brusso and today I'm going to be talking to you about AmeriCorps Volunteers in Service to America, or VISTA. AmeriCorps VISTA is a national service program designed to alleviate poverty. It provides opportunities for Americans 18 years or older from a diverse range of backgrounds to dedicate a year of full-time service with an organization to create and expand programs that are designed to empower individuals and communities in overcoming poverty. VISTA's legislative purpose is to supplement efforts to fight poverty in low-income communities by engaging Americans from all walks of life in a year of full-time service. President John F. Kennedy actually originated the idea for VISTA, which was founded just simply as the name VISTA, or the Volunteers in Service to America. And that was, I believe, in 1965. And it was later incorporated into the AmeriCorps network of programs in 1993 by the Clinton administration. So John F. Kennedy had the idea for VISTA, but it was actually created by Lyndon Johnson's Economic Opportunity Act in 1964 as the domestic version of the Peace Corps. So the Peace Corps was globally kind of trying to alleviate poverty, and then VISTA did it domestically, so in the United States. Initially, the program increased employment opportunities for conscientious people who felt they could contribute tangibly to the war on poverty. Volunteers served in communities throughout the U.S., focusing on enriching educational programs and vocational training for the nation's underprivileged classes. VISTA members support the program's purpose through three primary objectives. So the first objective is encouraging volunteer service at the local level. The second is generating the commitment of private sector resources. And the third is strengthening local agencies and organizations that serve low-income communities. There are approximately 5,000 VISTA members serving over 900 projects throughout the nation currently. So during the Clinton administration, VISTA was brought under the newly created AmeriCorps program. It was a division of the Corporation for National and Community Service and was renamed AmeriCorps VISTA. So VISTA members signed up with a host agency for a full-time term of service, which is 365 days. It's like a year. In return for their service, members are provided with orientation and training, a living stipend, transportation costs and relocation costs, and there's child care benefits, and there's also a basic health care plan. So that's kind of the benefits for being a VISTA member. And then upon completion of your 1-year term of service, VISTA members have the option of receiving either a cash award or the Siegel AmeriCorps Education Award. So now that you have a better understanding of what AmeriCorps VISTA entails, I'd like to shift attention towards the two articles that I read and analyzed. The first article was titled AmeriCorps VISTA, A Change is as Good as a Rest, which was written by Eileen Riley Bozzello. This article addressed the importance of volunteering and the personal sense of fulfillment one can achieve through volunteering. This article displays this by showcasing the author's specific journey through the AmeriCorps VISTA program and the sense of achievement she felt as a result. The author highlights how taking time away from one's work and applying oneself to a different task can reinvigorate the sense of passion you have when you return to the work that you traditionally do. She also discusses the emotions doing charitable and meaningful work can evoke. So by doing seemingly minor work on projects within AmeriCorps VISTA, like just doing kind of small little minor contributions, she was able to actually contribute to the work that truly was benefiting and shaping society, and she was helping the organization as a whole to achieve its kind of greater goals and really influence that benefit for society. The overlying issue that Elizabeth highlighted was the extreme presence of poverty in society. I mean, she highlights the necessity for programs and organizations such as AmeriCorps VISTA because of the extent society is actively suffering and it is actively in great need for help. The second article I read was titled Volunteers in Service to America, Warriors for the Poor and Victims of COVID-19 by David M. Feehan. David highlights the origin of AmeriCorps VISTA and its structure. He then addressed the new challenges that are facing society as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and how the potential adaptation of programs such as AmeriCorps VISTA could prove extremely beneficial to society. He argues that a massive recruitment campaign of VISTA volunteers would benefit and support the fight to contain the deadly COVID virus. He also states that VISTA could give many out-of-work Americans meaningful work to tide them over until the economy recovers, and could also have lasting benefits as volunteers acquire new skills and knowledge through their charitable actions. Additionally, it could create a new awareness and commitment to solving some of the nation's most intractable problems. He also discusses the necessary efforts required to effectively contain the COVID-19 virus and the intense workforce it would need to be successful. The larger issue presented in David's article is that society as a whole has to be better equipped to sustain itself when faced with apparent disaster, like such as a global pandemic. He reflects an attitude that government programs should work harder and become more involved during these trying times so that they can better protect society, the global economy, and really just civilization kind of as a whole. After learning about AmeriCorps VISTA and reading 2 more articles in relation to the program, I then took into consideration how the program as a whole might relate to the National Association of Social Workers Code of Ethics. I found there to be several similarities between the goals of AmeriCorps VISTA and the ethical principles detailed in the Code of Ethics. The 3 values in particular that I found to be a nice common ground between the two were service, social justice, and self-worth. In terms of service, both have the primary goal to help people in need and to address social problems. In terms of social justice, both challenge social injustice and have their efforts focused primarily on issues of poverty, unemployment, discrimination, and other forms of social injustice. And then finally, in terms of self-worth, both recognize the importance of treating people in a caring and respectful fashion, and while still being mindful of individual differences and cultural and ethnic diversity. So in closing, I want to pose a final question for you to kind of leave thinking about. First of all, do you think the requirements of AmeriCorps VISTA from its members are too extreme? And secondly, do you think the organization would benefit from offering people the opportunity to volunteer for shorter intervals of time, or maybe like intermittent, maybe not a year at a time, you could do like a week at a time, that sort of thing? To me, this seems like it could be extremely beneficial because as it stands, having the minimum requirement be a year of service seems a little too extreme. And to ask people to uproot their lives for a year at a time just seems unrealistic. I don't think that would be likely to happen. And then that could deter volunteers. Maybe if you made it easier, more people would volunteer, then you'd end up getting more help overall. But yeah, I don't know, something for you to think about. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And also, here are some sources.